Start. Today's anime.
Wanda Egg Priority.
And it's done by Cloverworks. So let's start. First of all,
The first scene.
the first scene.
It starts with a panned out shot of
Panned out
the
shot of
city.
it's a 3D model.
Yeah, but that 3D
But that 3D is so nostalgic. It
reminds me of Pengu kind of.
yeah.
And also Oswald's kind of
Yeah.
shit, you know?
Yeah, but-
Oswald, Noddy, you know?
Yeah,
that kind of vibe,
yeah. Like it's like it's done in 3D, but it's so good. Like it's so ambience. It's like it's getting that ambience.
3D like this is always appreciated.
Yeah. And then like the show starts, anime starts, episode starts, and like from the beginning, it's like it was a mystery kind of shot. Like we didn't know what was happening. It just started as it is. It just started. Like she was in a street and she was sitting down, looking at a cicada kind of firefly. And the sorts of and like that's where it started, and then she buried it, and like it came up from its grave, and like then she followed it, started talking,
like,
and
it's a dream.
yeah. So
She goes down the rabbit hole as well.
She goes down the rabbit hole.
There's a lot of metaphors in it.
Yeah.
And yes, some metaphors may be hinting towards the future episodes to come. So not all will be solved yet.
Yeah.
And there's too much stuff to talk about
Yeah,
actually.
too much stuff to talk about. So let's start.
First, let's talk about art and animation itself. Its budget. Let's talk about the budget. Cloverworks, right?
Cloverworks.
Went above and beyond.
Above and beyond.
They almost spent as much as they would spend on a feature-length film.
Yeah. Like some scenes were comparable to BioEva. That level of shit. Go to animation shit. And it will be one of the most pleasing to look eye candy shit of this season. It will be one of the top tier stuff in terms of anime, in terms of just animation and looks.
We talked about quite similar to this one would be Arashito
Shimamura. Yeah,
Arashito Shimamura.
Yeah.
And that was as well like
feature length
stuff.
And sometimes touches the BioEva length.
Yeah, but this even
this
surpassed
is surpassing Adachi.
How, in what regard? Like it is hard to put your finger on.
Yeah. It's so aesthetic. Like some scenes are so aesthetic. You can just screenshot it and like put a lo-fi song in it, and it will be a lo-fi.
A filter kind of shit.
Yeah, and it will be a lo-fi song. Yeah.
The only difference between Arashino Shimamura and this would be they ponder here. They aren't afraid of pondering here. Arashino Shimamura, even though it was like a feature-length film, yet it never like pondered on a scene way too much, right? So it was a bit fast-paced and it lacked that suspense kind of thing, right? That all movies kind of have.
Yeah. That ambience.
So this one actually emulates a film.
Like it's a 20 minutes.
Every episode would be a film.
Yeah. Like the 20 minutes that we watched the episode, we felt it like 1 hour.
1 hour. We actually discussed it. We actually went back and checked our runtime. We felt like this was a 48 hours like special
or something. Like like not in a bad way. Not in a bad way. Like that they take time to let the thoughts out.
It was very savory, you know.
Yes, it's savory. Yeah, and like it's really slow paced and not in a bad way. It's not in a bad way. It's slow.
It makes you think.
And like some scenes takes its time. Some scenes some scenes are. I'm like, yeah.
They got the pacing.
The pacing is on point. Like it's an original.
Yeah.
Above that, it's an original. So don't know where it will be there. It will go the Daring the Friends route. Like Daring the Friends started out good, but then,
Yeah. So shit can go down bad, but it feels like
episode is.
And from the first episode itself, it feels like they have thought it
out. Yeah. Some of the mysteries has been revealed in the first episode, but still there are so many things to discuss about in this anime in the first episode only, and like there are things to come. There are things coming. That's what was hinted in the epilogue, And yeah, let's go from there to.
Let's talk about transitions. There were 2 major transitions that like were so good, changed the whole pacing and all, and the transitions were important for setting the pacing, because otherwise it would have been jarring. So not making it too jarring and yet leading on to a whole another shift. That was done very brilliantly. So first was when she goes out after getting the egg. When she goes out of her house and the whole situation changes.
That moment.
Yeah.
What was that?
Just there's a red light. She crosses it. there's a like
But
destroyed
destroyed
building
building
kind of shit, and then the camera moves and she's in school.
Yeah, like damn, that was like
And it's set up for a rush, but it's not like fight kind of rush. It's like a kind of
something is happening,
something's gonna
coming,
happen.
something is coming.
So that's one transition, first transition, and second major transition would be your that fight scene itself, right? So
Like Terrace will also be considered as a good transition.
these two were the major shifts, right? With music and all. And let's talk about music in a second. Before that, the transition again. The point where they are being chased, right? That chase scene, how it happened, like that blurred girl. We'll talk about that
again, yeah.
again.
Like,
But before that, let's talk about transition. She comes in, and there's those minions with her. They enter the fray.
See no evil.
They enter the fray, and like it starts to ramp up. It starts to ramp up. Music starts to begin, and then she. It's a race kind of thing, right? She holds a flag. Remember that she holds a flag, and she's like about to give the go signal, and she actually throws that flag, and it becomes an X, and it hits the other girl,
and it cuts her, and then and they're like, oh,
yeah, and then the music like becomes like oof. Basically, yeah.
Basically, that's the starting point of the race, kind of sort, and it was so good.
Yeah, so basically those transitions, they set up the atmosphere so well.
Atmosphere was done really good. Atmosphere was done really good. So those two are the main transitions. But then again, there will be there are lots of transitions that were good. For example, the terrace scene. Like she opened the terrace door, and like the camera was looking at her. She was the object. And the camera was moving along with her, but the background was going backwards, and like
it was panning back, and she
like
was.
It's something movies do. Like it reminded me of Makoto Shinkai, and kind of reminded me of Promised Neverland, the Norman corridor scene. But it was done. I'll say those two are on par, but he says that like this one was better. Like,
this was better in the sense that actually did it. That actually went a bit more, I guess. Suspense only lasts till so much.
So this scene
the thing is here basically transitions along with the pacing was so on point. Everything was better for it.
Transitions were really great, and the pacing was done really great. Plus, damn.
The anime is very vague at times about its storyline. So, for example, there were certain line of thoughts we were going on about. Was she the one who was being bullied?
Like main topic is about getting bullied. Someone was getting bullied, and that was the whole point. Like that was the whole.
At least for our main character, but
that was the plot.
Later, it was revealed that indeed she was the one being bullied, and that girl, her friend, committed suicide because she got tangled with her, right? Tangled with her shit.
Like it has not been clear. Like
it hasn't been clear. Yeah, it's still vague. But one thing that they were trying to vaguely tell us was she the one being bullied, or was her friend being bullied? So basically that's what I like about this anime. It's kind of generic if you think about it. Bullied MC. It happens in so much anime, right? But then again, here's the element that like tells you that, but very subtly, very vaguely, and keeps that air of mystery for quite some time. But if drawn out too long, that suspense would fall apart. So they have got the pacing stat, no? So basically,
the bullied girl, she died. The bullied girl's friend.
Bullied girl's friend,
she died. And that's what it is all about, bringing her back by completing, don't know how much of this she can complete,
and would she be back? Is that actually possible?
There are many questions. We'll have to watch it.
I think what was shown from first episode, I think down the line we'll learn about different kind of social commentaries. Actually, there will be much more social commentaries.
But there were some lines like they were so real in its
delivery,
execution. Like those lines are real. Actually, that's what people do most of the times. Like even if what is been shown outside, like in TV sense.
One such moment would be when both of them were connecting in the classroom, and the minions, evil, they caught up to them, and well, when they were talking, a certain information was given out that they were only following the second girl, not our protect. So the protect left her behind, basically, let her just run away on her own. She didn't help her. So even though it did feel like a cop out or something, but it's
something
basically
you would do. Something
yeah.
you would do in that situation. Yeah, it didn't felt.
If
It felt real.
it felt real.
It felt real.
If she were a friend from before, that would make sense. Even though you connect, you can't go on saving everyone, right? So yeah, that moment actually seemed to make a heck of a lot more sense.
Yeah. And so the announcer said, if you see someone getting bullied, please turn your eyes
Away.
and please turn your eyes away and mind your own business.
Mind your own business, something like that,
Something along those lines. So yeah, that's something what people actually do in reality.
Yeah, so social
No one
commentary.
likes to mind. No one likes to butt in others' business. That's what like it is today. Like if someone
Not even that. No one wants to get caught up in someone else's shit.
Yeah. Everyone is handling their own shit, so they don't want other shit to be their shit. Is what I'm trying to say. But yeah, so yeah, that
You
that
can
was,
only flash so much shit.
you can only flush your much shit. So yeah, that was something. That was a good point. That was a good point to mention, and yeah, that was real.
Basically, there are many metaphors here.
And one of them is the
That censorship shit.
That censorship was done really great. Like it's so creepy. It's creepy, and also adds tone to the like whole.
And we kind of anticipated it, right? We anticipated it to be something
like normal generic anime thing, like the
eyes would be
eyes are
blurred out,
blurred.
sketched out or something,
But here they did actually mosaic censorship, and that made it whole real. That added more reality to it.
Yeah, kind of like it kind of modernizes the whole anime shit, right?
Anime shit and like all the tropes. It modernized the whole generic trope that the
So
has.
it wasn't like a unique concept, but it was generic.
It was
but
modern.
it was
it was-
uniquely generic. I can like there are always some tropes that will always be cliche, right?
Yeah.
You have to do some cliche shit to progress the story, right? But those cliches done in a way like this to give it a fresh feel,
Yeah.
And that makes a
Whole
whole.
lot of difference, and it also added to the whole terror, like the whole terror vibe.
About that, okay. So what I liked the most was the use of CG for the terror effect.
Yeah.
So basically, CG is in on itself is creepy always everywhere when we talk about 2D.
Yeah.
So you see, what I have a problem with CG is you make the main protect CG character, right? Let's talk about Berserk. You make Guts a CG character, and he's creepy. Yeah, he's creepy. He's definitely creepy. You can't. How can he be your main protagonist and be creepy at the same time?
Yeah.
It can't be, right? So here what I liked was the minions. Those minions were CGI. That whole girl, she was 2D till her neck stuff. Her face was 3D with mosaic and all, and her hair was 3D.
But it's unnoticeable. I didn't notice.
Unnoticeable, yeah.
I didn't
It was
notice it.
texturized. So the thing is, they use 3D to give it a creepy vibe,
Yeah.
and 3D in itself is creepy. So making those a creepy element, a 3D element, let's just goes hand in hand.
Yeah. Like they are putting effort.
They're putting effort. If the hands and everything were 3D, it was iffy.
Iffy. But yeah, here it's complementing well, and it was good actually. It was really good.
So another point would be what is actually going on. By the end of the first episode, it was shown. Basically, it was told in an exposition what actually is going on. It is kinda supernaturally, but it could even be sci-fi shit.
Yeah.
Like for now, it seems like supernatural. It could be some kind of device that connects both worlds and
parallel universe kind of multiverse kind of
It
shit.
could turn sci-fi at any point.
But till now, it's supernatural.
It's shown to be supernatural, or it can be a whole nother thing. It could be that maybe our main protag is in coma, much like To Be Hero. To Be Hero had this whole metaphor shit where he was basically in a whole dream, and that whole dream, everything happening in that dream was basically a message to him to be a better person or something. Some things the subconscious was trying to communicate with his consciousness. So basically, it could be something like that. Yeah, it could be anything actually.
At this point, it's
At
just
this
first episode. Like it could be anything.
So the main point I was trying to make was the explanation that was given to us. Was it real or was it trying to subvert our expectations?
Yeah, yeah.
Again, I'll like to bring up Sarah Zanmai.
Sarazanmai.
Like it or not, Sarah Zanmai started this whole shit. Sarah Zanmai was the first of original animes to be made something like this, you know, a one-off anime, which is a original of a studio basically who doesn't delve into feature-length films. They make a one-off season anime with a whole story in it, and they kinda experiment a lot in that, right? So Sarah Zanmai is the one that started it, and Sarah Zanmai was, what can I say? It was good, but it wasn't that sophisticated or to that next level kind of thing, right? We never had seinen in that aspect, right? So it'll be fun to watch like this whole new genre kind of thing taken to the next step, right?
Original seinen
Original seinen,
with a mellow kind of shit,
Yeah.
mellow and
It feels
nostalgic.
like we are heading to an era where studios will just move away from manga altogether. It feels like that.
Not all together, but yeah, it is going to, because manga is getting scarce. There are a lot of manga which are getting animated, but studios are trying to now invest on originals more.
I don't mind it actually, you know.
Yeah.
Most of the times when anime try to adapt manga, they kind of butcher it, right? So if this works out, if this becomes a mainstay for every studio ever, so studios are making anime, manga is being made, manga is manga. So yeah. It's up to the consumer what they want to consume, right?
Yeah. If good stories are getting animated, that's all we want. Good stories getting animated and animated good.
Basically.
Not a berserk animation.
Yeah.
3D. Like at least the first episode was really good. And if you want something like nostalgic sci-fi seinen with a tinge of supernatural and feel goodish, like those kind of genre it falls under, and yeah, it's a go-to anime. Like if you love Promised Neverland, you will love it. If you love Promised Neverland, you will love it. And yeah,
And it also has some wholesome elements.
yeah, wholesome elements to it. Cloverworks nailed the Promised Neverland vibe kind of shit because because of their experience with Promised Neverland, they kind of like was able to nail the whole vibe of Promised Neverland vibe. And yes, we have seen studios do that. Like they make an anime out of a like good manga, and like they try to copy the same vibe in a different original. Like there has been instances of that, but many has failed in that. So like keeping an eye on this, and let's hope for the best.
So we are gonna end this video with our favorite
Line
dialogue.
of the day.
Hey.
Bye.